Welcome to Integrity Linguistics Institute. In today's class, we will be discussing the Part A from the reading termed Managing Diabetic Foot Ulcers. So, before we begin, I would like to share with you the essential reading methods in order to excel your OET reading scores. So, basically, three methods. The first one is comprehension, followed by retention, and finally, detection. Comprehension basically means grasping what the question is asking you, that is, understanding what the question is asking you. Retention means registering that information into your memory. So once you understand the question, you must not forget it. You must register that into your memory. And finally, detection. So with that retained into your memory, you must go into the question paper and scan where the answers are located in the text passages. All right. So let's take a look at the Part A instructions. You will get 15 minutes time and there will be 4 texts named text A, B, C and D. There will be 20 questions and you have to find the answers to all these questions within 15 minutes. Now, the first 7 questions are match the following questions. So, they'll give you one statement and you have to find out from which text this information is coming from. They're coming from text A, B, C or D. And you must write the answer in the space that is given in your question paper itself. Now, let's take a look into the very first question. So, we have to do the keyword analysis. So, identify the keywords. Do the analysis of the keywords. This is how you comprehend or understand the question. So the first question is this: how often to change a dressing? So if there is a wound and a surgical dressing has been provided for the patient, how often should we change the dressing? That is what the question is asking you. So understand that and retain that into memory. Okay, we must not forget it. How often to change a dressing? Now it's time to detect. Let's find out where the answer is located. The answer is located in text B. So therefore you must write B in your answer paper. So let's find out why B is the correct answer. In this statement they have written, for infected or highly exuding diabetic foot ulcers, inspect the wound and change the dressing daily. Okay, so here they have written for infected or highly exuding diabetic foot ulcers, the medical staff should first of all inspect the wound and also they should change the surgical dressings each and every day. Okay, the wound dressings every day. So that is how often they are supposed to change it. So the answer is located here and therefore the answer is B as it is located in text B. Now, second question. Ensuring patients understand the consequences of tissue removal. So how can we comprehend this? How can we understand this? The question is asking you this. Ensuring patients. So we have to make sure that the patients really understand the consequences of tissue removal. So if the patients undergo tissue removal, there will be certain consequences and it is very important that the medical staff ensure that these patients understand the end result consequences. Okay, so having understood that, retain that into your memory. Ensuring patients understand the consequences of tissue removal. So with that into your memory, it is time to detect the answer. So let's find out where the answer is located. The answer is located in text C. So the answer is C option. So let's see why C is chosen. So here they have written, practitioners must explain fully to the patients the risks and benefits of debridement in order to gain their informed consent. Okay, so here they have written to get permission from the patients, the medical staff must explain everything in detail regarding the consequences of tissue removal. So consequences means there will be risky consequences and also positive consequences of what? Tissue removal. Tissue removal's other name is debridement. Okay, so the answer is located over here. So therefore the answer is C option. Now let's come to the third question. Let's comprehend the third question. reasons for not choosing certain products. Okay, so there are certain products mentioned, and also they have given some reasons for not choosing those products. So we have to find out where it is located. Retain that into your memory. Reasons for not choosing certain products. So the answer is D. So why is answer D the correct answer? So we can see over here in this table, they have given you some products, a list of products, and the products are dressings for diabetic foot ulcers. And these dressings actually are associated with certain advantages as well as disadvantages. So disadvantages means what? The reasons why we must not choose these products. So the answer is D. So if we choose low adherence dressing product, then it will have minimal absorbency. So for this reason, we must not choose low adherence. If you are choosing hydrogels dressing product, then the reason to not choose this is because it can cause maceration. So therefore, we must not choose hydrogels. Okay, so the answer is D. Now let's come to the fourth question. The need to monitor a wound. Okay, so a patient is having a wound. Okay, and it is very important to monitor the wound. So why is it important? Why is it needed to monitor the wound of the patient? That is what the question is. So we have comprehended the question. So now retain that into your memory. Okay, so the need to monitor a wound. The answer is B. So we have to detect the answer, and the answer is located in the B text. So let's understand why B is the correct answer. So in this statement they have written, patients should be encouraged to look out for signs of deterioration such as increased pain, swelling, odor, purulence or septic symptoms. Okay, so this is the statement over here. So why is it needed to monitor the wound of the patient? It is needed to monitor the wound of the patient, especially to look out for signs of deterioration. So if there are any possibilities for signs of deterioration, then definitely they must monitor the wound. Okay, and those indications include feeling increased pain, swelling, odor, and purulence or septic symptoms in the wound. Okay, so this is the reason why B is chosen as the correct answer. Now, the fifth question. How common each kind of DFU is? So let's understand the fifth question. How common, that is, how prevalent or how often can we find each kind, that is, each type of DFU? Okay, there are different types of diabetic foot ulcers and the statistics, like how prevalent it is in the human population. So understand that and retain it into your memory. How common each kind of DFU is. So now let's detect the answer. And the answer is A. Okay, text A. So let's understand why it is text A. So if you look over here, they have written prevalence. Okay, that is prevalence means among the human population, how much it is present. Okay, so these are the different types of diabetic foot ulcers. So the first kind is neuropathic diabetic foot ulcer, the second kind is ischemic diabetic foot ulcer, and the third one is neuroischemic diabetic foot ulcer. Neuropathic is found in 35% of the human population, ischemic is found in 15%, and neuroischemic is 50%. So this is the most common, this is the second most common, and this is the least common type of DFU, and that was the question. So therefore, answer option A is the correct answer. Now, the sixth question. Let's comprehend the sixth question. How good a dressing is at soaking up fluid? Okay, so how good, like it, that means how much capacity does a dressing have to soak up fluid? Soaking means what? To absorb. Okay, so like a sponge, how good does a dressing have the ability to absorb fluids? Okay, so understand that and retain that into your memory. How good a dressing is at absorbing or soaking up fluid. So the answer option is the answer is D. The answer is located in text D. So why is the answer D chosen over here? Let's see. So here they have written dressings, low adherence dressings. Okay, and low adherence dressings, and they have written minimal absorbency. So that means what? Low adherence dressing has very poor ability to soak up fluid. Okay, it has only very minimal absorbency. Whereas hydrocolloid dressings are absorbent. Absorbent means they are good. They are good at soaking fluid. That is, they are good at absorbing fluid. Hydrogels dressing, these are also absorbent. That means they have the ability to soak up fluid. Foams, good absorbency. So these are also very good products to absorb fluids. Alginates dressings, they are highly absorbent. That means they are really good at absorbing fluids. And silver impregnated dressings are also very nice. Okay, so this was the question and this is the answer. So the answer option is text D.